Hello and welcome to the PM Flory Models and Phil and Matt and Andy special guesting today kit show. I think, does that cover all our bases?
I reckon. I think so.
I think so. Right. Everyone can give us feedback on the sound because for some reason the sound's been going up and down a little bit. We're not sure. Yeah. So apparently I was loud, then quiet, then Matt and Andy went quiet.
We were quiet and then normal and then quiet and loud. But
you're not echoey now, so it's definitely using the other mic. So I think you're all okay with that one. But hello and welcome to the Kit Show. We'll be with you for the next hour. Usual thing, we'll be talking pretty much whatever you want to talk about. So post up any questions you've got related to kits and manufacturers and everything, all what we've been up to over the last basically week really in the hobby and industry. We are live over obviously the usual thing on the Flory Model site. So loads of you are in the chat room and you're saying the sound is good, which is good. And you're also in YouTube land as well. So I've got the chat up for that and it's perfect as well. So that's good. We're okay, sorted. So how are we doing, chaps?
We're well. Yeah, it's been a long time, isn't it, since we spoke to you?
Yes, it must have been all of
24 hours.
Well, yeah, a bit less than that since we were last on. So yes, it's been very good. Very hectic couple of days, hasn't it? But we've got there.
We're getting there. Yes.
To be honest, I'm stuffed.
Tornadoes.
Yes.
David's showing off because it's 26 degrees where he is in Philippines.
It's all right. It's about 24 in here. It's nice and cosy and warm.
Yeah, it's minus 10 in here.
Yeah, it's freezing.
So yes, but no, we've all been very good. But my days are stuffed having you two down because I keep thinking it's Tuesday today.
Yeah,
I did. I've just been in speak to Leslie and like, oh yeah, it's like what's happening tomorrow because I'm on tomorrow with you again, aren't I? And I'm thinking it's Tuesday, and it's fruited completely.
It has because you guys are down. It obviously felt like a Sunday and everything else like that, and they're like, oh no, but my days are all over the place. So like this morning, I was thinking, well, I'm going to get on a building. I thought I'm done any reviews this week, so I sat down this morning, did the orders first thing, did the post run, and then I've been doing reviews and stuff, since about 11 o'clock. So yes, been busy doing those. So reviews will be up a little bit later on is for the AMK F14. I haven't bothered doing the weapons set because to be honest, weapons in it because we've already done that. So but that one will be up with you and I'll get the Sherman will be up with you tomorrow as well. So lots of those and then lots of the other things because you brought me down a Strum Tiger. It's a Sturm Tiger. It's a long way away. One of those and a Ninja. And I've got an infantry crew set and a MiG-19 still to do. So yes, lots of reviews to come. And as the guys can see in the background over your shoulder, and they are pointing it out on chat as well, we've got one or two Desert Babes have turned up.
Just a few. Honestly, if I could take the camera out to show you the shop, it's an absolute tip. It really is. Odd border, it's a mess. Yeah. And just there is a stack of 30. We've managed to box up 32.
32 we've done today, this morning.
32 we've done this morning. Obviously, they've got to be dispatched along with the regular orders on top of that. So, yeah, there's going to be the post office is not going to like me this week.
No.
At all. So, yeah. But, yeah, no, it's good they're in. They're all sorted, really. So that's good.
Yes, so if you have, obviously all the pre-orders are covered. We had our full allocation in, which was quite handy. And we've got a few extras which will make our way out onto the actual PM store whenever. So yes, so don't panic. I know a few people messaged me about them. Yes, they're in. We did get our allocations. We know other people's didn't, but we're okay. We got the lot. So we had all, how many was it?
55 from one, 10 from another. So we've got 65 in total, haven't we? So yeah, we're more than enough.
So we're covered on everything. So good day to everybody. Good day to Australia. They're in. We've also got Darwin. It's down there as well. So hello guys. It's saying the sound is fine and everything in there. So that's all good. And you've got your medals through. So no problem, Roger. Yes, the medals have been making their way out. I know a couple of you have messaged me this morning saying you got them. So everybody who all took part in the last group build, your medal is winging its way. They've all gone now, the lot. The last of them went out this morning, so that's it. As far as I know, everybody's one is done. Remember, the cut-off was at the weekend, so including somebody who messaged me saying, I know I was a little bit late, yours has gone out this morning as well. So fear not, they are winging their way out round the world. So
did you get yours?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you'll see all my medals. I don't know what to do with them.
Well, for your entry,
Yeah, that invisible one.
Must try harder. Must try harder.
It was in my head.
Yes, that's it.
So yes.
But never mind. All good like that.
Sean, sorry, Sean's just put up, is that my Tonka? Your Tonka's actually boxed and ready to be go to the post office at some point. So they're going to have to be going batches. So please bear with me, because like I said, there is a lot, and so
you can only get so many in the boot of the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Still some more to invoice, isn't there?
Yes, all the guys who from abroad, you're going to do that tomorrow, aren't you?
And the ones that have got more than one.
Yes.
Them,
So we've got a few left, and obviously some picking up, so they're fine. And also tomorrow is auction winnings invoicing. Yes. They'll get them boxed up and invoiced. So yeah, we can get rid of all that lot.
Very good.
Happy days. So tell us about this Sherman.
Well, the Sherman, if you remember, I did do the review of the other one. What was the other one I did?
An Easy 8.
That was an Easy 8, was it? Obviously, it's off the back of that. So, obviously, being the Firefly with a bigger gun and the bits and pieces, it's got beautiful casting texture, the same as obviously the Easy 8 has. And that's what sells me on that actual kit, because when you look at it, it just looks right. It looks in scale. So by the time you've painted it and weathered it, it's just going to look heavy. And I don't know quite why. It's just one of those things. It just looks perfect. It looks really, really nice. And obviously you've got that nice bit I like to do, like the engineering side of it, is where you've got working suspension. The springs are all in there. You get the springs with the kit. It's workable track as well, although it does look like it's a bit of a headache right the way through. It's not a straightforward shake and bake kit, don't get me wrong. It's not like, one piece whole bit on top and away you go. You do have to put it all together, but it is very, very nice. I still think out of all the Shermans that are out at the moment, that is where I would go. That's my choice for a Sherman. Purely because it looks right, and they're what they say, if it looks right, it is. So that's what I'm going with. But no, it's just one of those really nice kits right the way through. It's not going to be the most straightforward one, but I think it's the most accurate one as well. But it's little things, all the little tiny details. And I think with armour, that's what really makes them stand out. They don't have that like nicer level, small parts. You get a boatload of photo etch with it as well. So that's quite nice. The only thing you don't really get is a metal barrel. Obviously, it's one piece injection molded barrel, so that means it's not like it's two halves, which are a pain because you've got the seam. It is one piece. You do get a different muzzle brakes on it. You get the square one and the round one for the different ones as well. But no, I think generally it's just a really, really nice kit. Again, it's one of those Ryefield models. They don't ever. I've never think I've ever looked at a bad one and had problems with them. Yeah. They all seem to be very, very nice.
Do you get the gun breech in it? It just stop the...
There's no internal details to it at all, so you don't actually get the breech or anything on the inside. Everything is purely outside. Obviously, all the hatches you can have open, but there's no internals to it at all. So there's no proper gun breech. There's a bit back there, but it's not what you would call detailed or anything. So, but yeah, no, very, very nice, I have to say.
Roger, we have boxed your Tonka up, but we'll take it out of the pile and we'll sort it out for tomorrow.
Yeah. Absolutely. And this is one for you. Why is the Tornado nicknamed a Tonka?
Nathan.
Is he not on here?
I don't know. Do you know?
I think it was because of Tonka Toys, wasn't it?
Yeah,
back in the day.
That. Chris has. Yeah, he's put that.
Yeah,
he remembers Tonka Toys.
It was Tonka Toys, and because the Tonka, it's Tornado, Tonka Toy, it's a chunky type aircraft. It's also known as the Fin, wasn't it? Back in the day, it was known as the Fin.
Mighty Fin.
Yeah, the Mighty Fin. But yeah, I don't know. Tonka, I think it just got it from Tonka Toys because it's quite a big chunky lump, isn't it? So
yeah.
Neil says, curious, a quick question, the impression preview for the F14. I was talking to the guys about it before we came on. I tell you what, honestly, wait for the review because it makes sense in my head. But it's not a review you think you're going to get. There's lots I do not like about that kit. There's quite strong things I don't like about that kit. Put it like that. But it's my kit of choice. I would have that. I would buy that tomorrow. So if somebody said, F14, what are you going to get? I'll get that one. But it's not my favourite one. Not by a long way. It's got lots of shortcomings. But there's reasons which will be evident when you see the review and my summing up at the end of it. It will make total sense. One thing I don't like, because it's not a spoiler alert, the instructions are bloody horrible. It looks like it's almost like, instead of saying, we'll do this over 10 pages, it looks like somebody said you can do it but only on 5. So cram it all in. So each stage, you remember the old Hasegawa ones where it was like a pull-out sheet? And it was like all in, like in 4 stages, you'd build the entire thing. It's like that. But the trouble is, the printing and the font is so thick and heavy and it's got this thing where it's very hard. I show it fully in the review. But what you've got is like the CAD picture of it, and then they've got the part on top and loads of arrows pointing, and you're like having to work out where the hell that goes because it doesn't make obvious sense. So the angles that they're showing of how parts go in and that isn't good, but it is literally like I describe it the old Hasegawa instructions, because it is a case of step 1 build it, step 2 add a couple of bits out, and you're like, all right, okay, there's a lot going on. Where some manufacturers I think are overly simple, because it's like part 29 fit this part, 20, part 103 stick this on. Those are a little bit too much, but that's definitely the other way. I think it's just a little bit, I don't know, the instructions could do with just thinner lines, a better quality printing, and just spread it out to make it easier,
It feels like it's calling one of my children.
He is.
But yeah, again, it's one of those. Again, we were waiting for it so long.
Baby.
Anyway, it'll be up for auction. Next one.
No, it won't.
What, this one? This is Andy's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It won't be, but
Was the Delphin instructions complicated?
no, not really.
I don't think they were there, if I remember from that. I don't think they were too bad. So
maybe there's so much in it that they've
condensed it. Is it then a booklet or a
it's a little booklet,
pull-out pamphlet?
But I'll tell you what's funny, they've got the colour call-outs and all the decal in placements are like over like 10 pages, but the rest of the build's 5. So it's like they've taken the time to show the artwork for the painting diagram and like the decal placement, and that's a good basically a third of the book is just that. And then after you've done all of that, then it goes into the build at the back end, and then you've got a nice diagram for weapons to show loadouts and things like that. But it's just generally, like stage 1, if I'm going back remembering it was like stage 1 was basically build the entire cockpit, wheel wells, the lot all in one. So it's not like it's like, and here's the seats stage 1, and then stage 2 instrument. It's like literally all in there. Then you put all of this in, and then you do this, then you slide it into the one-piece front fuselage, and then you go through with it. But again, I think it's just one of those ones where when I looked at it straight off the bat, you'll see it in the review. I paused because I'm like, whoa, hold on. It's almost, you just got to try and get your head around it. But I'm thinking, if you're a builder and you do it all day long, you're not going to care because it is what it is. But if you are new to it, or you don't know anything about a Tomcat, you don't normally build aircraft, say, and you need to work out how it's going to be, then But it's little things like, picking the wings, if you want them out swept or over swept, it doesn't explain it. It just gives you the option, but it doesn't tell you that this is for basically takeoff and landing, slow speed, like this type of position, or you can have it swept or over swept. It just expects you to know, which is, I know obviously most people building them, they do their research, they understand it, but if you do nothing about a Tomcat, you probably wouldn't know the difference between swept and over swept, and that's the thing to it. And again, they've missed the boat with various things.
So what you're saying is the kit was rushed to the market?
Well, you would think after the amount of delay it's had, you would have thought they would have overdone it. And to be honest with you, when I was, doing the review of it, I'm actually looking at parts obviously for the first time. So I haven't looked in that box at all until, literally I'm there and I'm going through them all and I'm thinking, it almost feels like they had a kit designed out, and then because they had too much time, they've gone back and done things, if that makes sense, and then it's overcomplicated things in certain ways, so, and like it's a bit like the front section is one piece slip molded or whatever you call it, slide molded, and it's like probably the F-14 Tomcat is the one where it doesn't care, because let's face it, underneath the seam for the nose area under here, because obviously the nose is a separate, but underneath here you've got a pod, so that will cover that seam line. The rest of it is all a wheel well, so it doesn't go together, and on the top, at the back, it doesn't matter, and at the front, you've just got the little bit on the actual, just across the nose. That's the only seam line that's visible. So it wouldn't matter if it's one piece or if it was two piece. So some things I can understand being one piece molded, but a Tomcat is definitely not one of them. So again, just one of those ones, me being hypercritical of it, but I'd still buy it.
That's because you're a super fan. That's the
Well,
problem.
it probably is as well. It doesn't help that I do know the aircraft quite well, and it's it's just one of those ones. But again, it's interesting how they've tackled problems, and obviously Tamiya just done it as well, and obviously going back, everybody else has built one. It's Hallery's horrible thing. Hasegawa's are very nice anyway, and all the rest of it. But it's almost like I say in the thing, they've reinvented the wheel for no reason whatsoever to do that kit. But again, obviously people have different ways of doing it and things, and that's the way they've done it.
Well, they've got to change it up somewhere, or else they're just going to be copying everybody else.
That's it, and that is the
it's
problem.
Just a clone of, going to say, Hasegawa's or Tamiya's or Hobby Bosses or whoever's brought one out. So they've got to put their own spin on it, haven't they, really?
Yeah, absolutely, and it is.
So, yeah.
And let's face it, through history, we've had other manufacturers like who've done F-18 Hornets, and they've almost been carbon copies of the Hasegawa kit. Because the Hasegawa kit, that was the one to do from the 90s, 2000s. Hobby Boss is almost a softly moulded copy of the Hasegawa kit. And then obviously Kinetic, they've come along, but they've done this slightly different in a lot of areas onto it, which I think are better. And it's improved on it. This one, I don't think it has almost. It's almost made it a little bit more finicky, you know.
Looks like Jamie's in Wales again by the...
Yeah, not far, is it? Still in Wales. Sunning himself in South Wales.
And that's it. You know, the thing is that, you know, like Jamie's saying about the Tomcats, very rarely it has its flaps and slats and everything out. That's basically the only time it ever has it if it's taken off or landing. The rest of the time it's all stowed up. But in some ways, I always thought it would be nice to be given the option. And that's the thing with this kit. You actually get two wings. You can have the wing section with like this, or you can have it all folded up for the oversweep. But my point is you can't move it to the oversweep because there's no movable mechanism in here. You just get the three options. So they missed the boat. If they had made the geometry so you could have variable geometry wings on it, you could, if you wanted to, have had it displayed with, and have one set of wings done like this, and then have another set that you could just have it folded up, parked up, and all the rest of it. But it would have given the model the option at no extra cost to the kit. 'Cause it's all in the kit, and it's a bit like you get the hydraulic mechanism for the movement, but you don't see it at all. So it's like, why was that moulded into it and all the rest of it? So yeah, it just seems a little bit odd on that one. But the Tamiya kit, as you say, the trouble with that one is it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There's nothing I can fault on that kit whatsoever, apart from it doesn't give you the option to put it on a cat or in like a landing configuration or anything else like that, which is just a shame. But there we go. Trust me, there is lots of point to watch it because you don't know the reasons yet. Because my ending statement, which is like 20 minutes, is like, right, me nerd, my summing up statement of this kit, you know?
It's going to be
why the review's half an hour.
I was going to say, review of 5 minutes of the kit and the instructions, and then you're summing up 25 minutes.
I'm not allowed to do rants anymore. I don't do me rants anymore. I'm public these days. I can't have my little rants and go off on one.
Steve said he had a major step between where the fuselage joins the main body.
What, on the AMK kit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've heard, yeah, as I say, it's not for me to say because, again, it's one of those things. People build differently, you know. We learnt that one doing the Tornado. But
yeah.
I've heard people have said it's got fit issues. It's not shake and bake. The Tamiya one, literally, you add glue, shake the box, and it comes out perfect. And it does, I have to say. You know that thing where people say to you, it's a perfect kit, and you think to yourself, is it really? You know, and people say, oh, it just falls together, and you're like, really? Actually, when I built the Tomcat, I have to say it actually did, because everybody built it before I did, and everyone said, oh, it's brilliant, it's the best kit ever, and I'm thinking, is it? No, it is. I have to say it's a lovely kit. Right, should we do a few questions?
I was going to say, how's your chat, your end?
Yes, I've got a few in here. It says, hi guys, 2 questions. Sorry about not reading out names, but I can't pronounce a lot of you. Well, I can do Lauren's, he's alright, I can get in one. But anyway, guys, questions for you. Do you have any experience building a box kind of diorama? And do you have any good reference? And 2, what is your opinion on pistol trigger airbrushes? Thank you. Dioramas out of a box.
Oh, what, like the mini art ones, do you mean?
I think so,
diorama
yeah.
in a box, or putting a diorama in a box, like a shadow box? Which does he
Building
mean?
a box kind of diorama.
I presume that's like a shadow box.
A boxed kind of diorama. Yeah, perhaps he means a shadow box type ones. Yes, you see those, don't you, in the shows and that.
Yeah. I haven't had any experience in building one, I do have to admit. But when they're done, and they're done well, they look brilliant, because you've got the perspective of,
Yeah.
you know,
There's one
it.
at Telford, wasn't there? A World War One.
Yes.
At Telford, that was really good. Didn't it win an award?
I think it did. Yes, if it did, and it was definitely on the
Yeah.
commended list and things.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
No, I've not.
As I say, dioramas, that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, we need Kev for that, don't we?
Kev, yeah, we have an expert for that one.
Yeah, we do. But yeah. And a pistol grip, what, airbrush?
Yeah.
Or pistol trigger, should I say.
Or trigger versus normal.
I have actually never used a pistol one airbrush.
I think the big thing is with the pistol one is that, you know, obviously I recommend them highly for people who struggle with arthritis and hand problems. People have often said to me, and it's, you know, again, you pay for what you get, because Grex, is it Grex? They do a fantastic range of ones. And I've used those. In fact, I had them in the very early days when they were prototypes and that, and used them a lot and gave reports back, and actually really got on with them. I do like them. It's like an automatic, you see. So you pull, you get air. Then the more you pull, you get paint. You can lock them in as well. Really, it's just a slightly more complicated version than this one. But yeah, definitely, especially for doing larger areas. If you're into bigger scale models, then yeah, definitely putting down big. It's a lot more comfortable. It's more sort of, you know, organic in the hand, I think, you know, using a trigger system. But I think you find with a normal airbrush, if you know, if you're into 72nd scale modeling, 48, things like that, you know, sometimes it can be a little bit overkill for what you need. But definitely I have got some other ones down there, tiny little airbrushes, things like that with them. But definitely if you've got any type of hand problems, yeah, we've got a member who hasn't got an index finger, and he does as well, because trying to do an index finger on the top is really complicated. So but for the trigger one, it's ideal, you know, like he says, you know, you could literally do it from any finger, you know, with it. So from any dexterity problems, things like that, then a trigger one is where to go. So modern trigger ones are just as good as a normal airbrush. I don't think there's much in them. Again, it's that thing, if you're used to using trigger ones, you'll go. And speaking to people over the years, I know people will say you can get more control over a trigger airbrush than you do over a normal one, purely because you've got so much difference in the trigger pull. There's more distance, so you can actually really go, you know, for that thing, purely because the pull's a lot bigger. So yes,
I'll have to try one. Like I said, I've never tried one, so I wouldn't know. So I'd like to definitely give one a go, just to see how it compares to a full-size spray gun.
Jamie says he uses an Iwata TL1 trigger airbrush. It's fantastic. Is that what's that one?
Yeah, this is the knockoff. This is like the Neo version of the TR1.
Yeah.
You know, so this is Iwata do a proper one. This is the Neo version of it.
There is one in the Procon do one.
Yeah, oh, they do.
Don't they?
Yeah, they do one as well.
Which is an Iwata.
But no, I think it's one of those ones where you get used to it, muscle memory, things like that. But they got really popular it must be about 5-10 years ago. Because I think like Grex came along and they were like really mainstream, and then other companies always did, like they had a few, but they were the first company, they were all basically trigger. If you wanted a normal one, that was the odd one, if you know what I mean. And I know lots of people had them. I used to work with little cars back then, and they sold a boatload of them, and I used to demo them for them. And generally, you know, they are very, very nice. From a working point of view, there is no real difference apart from using, you know, air at the top. But this thing is, the first pull of the trigger to there is just air, and then the rest of it is paint. So, you know, you can then dial in at the back exactly what you want to go to, so you can't over pull the trigger, and away you go. So it's just what you get used to at the end of the day. I think they've both definitely got their places, but I know a lot of guys who have got hand injuries or arthritis and things like that, and just a trigger airbrush is so much better for them than it would be using a normal one. But again, it's what you get used to. Definitely.
Yeah, David just put up, since he started using one, his arthritis doesn't bother him as much as using an H&S Ultra. So it is like I say, because it can put a bit of strain on your pinky finger.
Yes, definitely.
I shall remember when I get old and decrepit.
What, should we order him one now then?
Yeah.
Better get him one in.
Is it good for his shoulder?
Yes, that's it. Is it right for your shoulder?
Yeah, do something.
Yeah.
Just quickly for you, Phil.
Yes.
Rob Jacqueline says, "Hi all. Ordered a mug about a week ago. Any updates?" So I can pretty much sure that's probably one of the ones that went to post office. Did they?
Yeah. Well, Rob, don't forget they are all tracked. Everything that went is tracked. Just pop into the Flooring Models store, go on your tracking, and you'll have your tracking on there, and you can just see exactly where it is.
We watched
if
Phil
you're
live.
in the UK, you would have had it by now. You ordered last
Phil
week.
live boxing them and packing them and.
Yes, because I did the ones from the weekend. The guys were with me when I did it.
Yeah.
So, but say we've only got one left.
It says, "Is the Sherman Firefly okay for someone who's never done armour before?" Ooh. If you're doing tracks, you've never done.
Mind you, the tracks come with quite a nice jig, so you can. I wouldn't say it's. I think you'd be better off going down the Tamiya route if you're going down armour or something a little bit, because it's not as straight. You've got a multi-part hull. When you see the review, you'll see me go through the instructions, you'll see it. There's quite a lot going on in there, and there is a lot of photo etch that comes with it. You get a big chunk of photo etch. So again, if you're new to armour, I wouldn't probably recommend it as a starter kit. You might want to go down something Tamiya's. What would you recommend, gang? Tamiya's Sherman? If you wanted a Sherman set?
Yeah, they don't do a Firefly, do they? But yeah, they do a Easy 8 and a I don't know, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it depends what you want, innit? But
who do Fireflies then?
Fireflies, Asuka and Dragon.
Yeah.
Asuka one's easy to build. That's very, very Tamiya-esque if you can get hold of it. That's the easier one. That's the one I've built that's in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I've built the Dragon one. Again, you've got single length tracks and all the bits and bobs. It's not overly complicated, but you've got the Dragon instructions and it's knocking on.
Mm-hmm.
And now in years, and then there's obviously this new one which you won't mind having a blast at some point, just to compare it all three, because I do like the Firefly. It's quite a cool looking tank, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Do that one.
What's that one? Right, Sean. He's put. I went on the Prince of Wales on Saturday and saw a Chinook in the hangar, which got me thinking, what's the best 48 scale Chinook kit? Well, there's only one. Little Heroes.
Yeah, that's it. And that's not a modern one either. Don't think that's the same as what you saw. That was the old one, isn't it?
Which one's that?
The Chinook. The kit that's available isn't the current version of it anyway. It's got a different front on it and all the rest of it.
Chinook in the hangar of the Prince of Wales.
Well, it's underneath it, isn't it?
Hey?
Well, it's a big ship, isn't it? The Prince of Wales, the new carrier, isn't it?
Or it seems. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could get a couple of Chinooks in there, no problem. Have you seen it? It's quite big.
Yeah, I know. It just seems a strange aircraft to have in the Prince of Wales, where they just run out of everything else and they've got nothing else to put in there. So.
Well, no, I know for a fact they did send, because obviously it's my local lot, they did send a couple of Wildcats. They sent up 2 Wildcats and a couple of Merlins because they flew to Liverpool from here up last week for it. So they met it there, and it moored up in Liverpool in Albert Docks, isn't it, for the week or whatever it is. So no F-35s on it yet.
Neil's put up, Phil and Matt, will the Sell My Stash feature include tools such as airbrushes? Neil will sell anything. We'll do 3-piece suites, TVs, your wife.
Children.
We'll auction out, mate. We're not bothered. Just send them to us.
Yes. Yes, we can do that. It says here from Neville, please thank Andy and Matt. I visited the store a few weeks ago and bought Attacker lacquers for the first time. I've always struggled with airbrushing, but Andy's advice for the 60/40 lacquer paint at 15 psi. There we go.
Have we got a convert?
That's it. I think we've got another convert to
I believe
Attacker lacquers. It was perfect. It sprayed for the first time at the weekend and it went on beautifully. No blockages or anything. We'll definitely buy more paints in the range. Definitely. You can't go wrong with them. They are good.
Super.
Attacker lacquer.
Should have some Attacker lacquer. I'm a believer.
Yeah. We're going to do a song for it.
Keith says, I've got 7 puppies you can auction. No thanks, Keith.
Can't eat a whole one. Right. Anyway. Do you get much meat on them? Anyway, we might need them soon when we run out of food. It's 22 degrees and sunny here in Baghdad. There we go. Thank you, Snails.
What's the temperature in Riyadh, Mr. Hago?
Yes. What have we got? Gary is on. Hi, gents. Watching from sunny Dagenham. Is it ever sunny there? I thought it was like a giant cloud.
He's upsetting people from Essex now.
That's it. I could say that from a guy from Gravesend.
Yeah, you can, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Anyway, Tim says, hi guys, always enjoy the live shows. All the way from the States. He's in Kentucky. Very good.
Lovely. Very nice.
Yeah, he does. He says, Lauren says, yes, the shadow boxes. I know the one you mean because I've seen them at Telford. I'd say it was that World War One diorama from Telford, wasn't it? That was fantastic. Yeah. Again, I think, to be honest, it sounds odd, but I always describe those as art. It's like a portrait. You're literally, it's because you're looking at it the way you look into it as well, isn't it? It's almost a picture, three-dimensional picture. Very, very clever. So hats off to the guys who do those. I'll
tell you what, actually, there's a guy called Luke Towin who's on YouTube. He's an Aussie guy who does a lot of railroad modelling, and he's actually built a shadow box diorama on his latest video in the style of Bob Ross.
Oh, right. Very good.
And it's actually brilliant, yeah. So there's an idea there how to do it. If you watch that vid, he's good at what he does as well, to be honest. So, yeah, worth a look.
Bless Bob Ross.
He is. Happy little trees.
The legend.
He is, yeah. So, oh dear, Mr. McCluskey says if you auction his wife, you only get a 117 Airfix spit for her. Oh, bit harsh, isn't it?
Nice.
He says leave Dagenham alone.
Where else are we? Good morning from the USA. Loving the show. Thank you, Henry. You keep forgetting it's morning over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Greetings from the USA. It's all the Yanks are on, bless them, because it's early. We must be over breakfast over there.
I'll say, what time will it be there?
Good morning to the colonies. Yeah, it depends where they are, isn't it? 8 hours on the east coast, west coast even, 5 on the east. They're on summertime.
David Pearce said, I see Edward come out with another P51 Profi pack for about $56.99.
Is that this one?
Yeah, so the kit is the same as the first limited edition. I bought the Overtrees for $22. You mean this one, which is available at all?
Can I put my mouse over you guys? Look, I can mouse you. Put my mouse.
Show the decals on this one, because I've got no idea.
I've got no idea either.
It's only just tipped up today.
To be fair,
reflection. There you go.
Is that it?
That's it.
They'll be bringing out this kit for ever and a day with different versions.
God, we will do, yeah.
Royal class and special editions and all sorts.
It's going to get milked, isn't it?
Yeah, but it must be, you get to the stage where you're thinking, so what's the difference between that one and the other one?
Well, it's still a D, isn't it?
Yeah, there's another one that they bought.
I've got one on shelf, a D5.
Yeah, D5, yeah.
What's the difference between a D and a D5?
I have no idea.
Our P51 experts, because I have no clue.
No.
I'm sure
I know a lot of people have been saying about, obviously, the Tamiya release for the K. Apparently there's absolute soddle difference. It's literally 2 small sprues for the weapons, for the rocket packs. The K carries the rocket packs, and there's some other very small, tiny little difference.
Have different propellers, uncuffed propellers or something on the K, or...
I don't know, but they were saying literally it's a case of a sprue about this big. That's the only difference that's going to be between it. So...
Well,
again, you've got that thing. That could be actually a good question. We'll have this on one of our chat evenings, is saying about the difference between technically releasing a new kit, as Tamiya are doing with this Mustang, and when they could just release a sprue as an upgrade to another kit, to an older kit.
Yeah.
So
they could,
I know from a marketing point of view that's crap and probably the worst thing ever you do for your company. But if I had, say I would released a Mustang kit, what I would probably end up doing is you could have an upgrade kit, and then that way you haven't got the cost of rebuying an entire kit. But that's because I'm a modeler first and a businessman second. But you could buy then a little box with a sprue in it, which then upgrades your original kit to whatever. So it saves people having to buy 20 different kits.
Oh yeah, it's all to do with tail fillet by the looks of it on chat anyway.
Yeah.
And
Oh, right.
Neil, yeah, Cuban counts as South American, Latin American, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, because we did lift Latin America to include other, that wouldn't count as South America. So yeah,
Caribbean.
Cuba is Latin in Latin America. Yeah, so
Yeah, Caribbean in it really, but yeah, it counts.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, we've
Right.
had this conversation about countries which qualify and don't. We had a ruling on that one, didn't we?
yes, we did. But yeah, we've yeah, that's fine. What you're going to build? That's what we want to know. So, an RAF Mustang, yeah, an earlier one. That'd be
Do
cool.
you guys have any experience with a Revell 1/35th scale Huey? Is it a good kit or crap? Man, I would wait for a certain company of bringing out one.
But you got the Dragon one, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've got it there, so look, I have it.
I don't think it was a bad kit in its day. Did Panda do one? Panda used to do one, didn't they? That got reboxed by Academy.
Yeah.
I've never.
So, if I was doing a Huey at the moment, that's the one I'd do, which is the Dragon one. But there is another company, Kitty Hawk, are bringing one out, which they're bringing out the proper DH versions, are bringing it out in 35th as well. So, and to be honest, it's a good one. I've got it in there. I know about it, and it's a really nice one. I'm waiting for that one to come out.
So do a sea furry and Cuba markings
Like
filled in.
that's like yours here, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got it there.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, it's in.
Yes,
cabinet.
I've done my Cuban entry. I did it last year. Does that count?
Roger says put all the countries on the floor. I thought they did put all the countries on the floor.
Yeah, you did.
No, it's put Andy put all the countries on the
right.
floor. Yeah, it's backing you up, mate. It's backing you up.
Hey, Roger.
So yes.
But yeah, if you're doing it like that Revell one, they did the Huey Hog, I think it was, and it's not brilliant. It's all right from a shape point of view, but the detail, it's a very old kit. In fact, it's a very, very old kit, if I remember rightly. But if you want one to do one now, the Dragon one is where I'd go, because actually
It's not a bad kit.
That's not
It's
a bad
not
kit
bad.
at all. And
It's
obviously
not.
you can get this one in different, it's the same one, just different things. I've just got the German hair one, but you can get it in like the Vietnam era ones and stuff. That's where you would go right now. But as I say, if you can wait a bit, Kitty Hawk one should be out somewhere along the line, and that one's going to be a nice one, because that is what it should have been when they did their 48th Frankenstein thing, which isn't quite a D, it's not an H, it's somewhere in between. This proper one that's coming out is the proper version as it should have been in the first place. So
We've had a question about Generation 3 acrylic paints. We can't answer it because we ain't got none to try, so
yes,
I don't know yet. I know they've been obviously doing a lot of adverts, and
apparently if you stand in 3 degrees on a pavement, they're great.
apparently in Greece.
Weird, isn't
When
it?
you have your pop-up
Have
thing
you
in
seen
Greece,
Yeah. I don't quite understand what they're trying to.
I said we might do it here in Doncaster. Just go out up on the top street and model. I'm sure we'll last all of 10
we'll get
minutes.
mugged.
We'll get mugged or run over, or I don't think it'll work here somehow.
Again, like we discussed this on Thursday night show, the trouble with those paints is I think they're more at the figure painters and the sort of Games Workshop-y type colours, because if you look at their colour range, it's that direction. It's not like your standard RAF colours and modern aircraft colours and things like that. So whilst there is various colours in there, it's not across the board yet.
Well, we've had a chat, haven't we, where we were down about what we're going to be stocking. So you'll see in the future what's coming in paint-wise for us and where we're going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So obviously we're going to, at the moment, sorry about the noise if you can hear that, at some point they're trying to pull the factory apart next door. But yeah, so the thing is that, well, like we've said, we've got our lacquer ranges now, we've got our sort of, hybrid Tamiya and, guns type of range, but we are looking to expand our acrylic range, and we've had a meeting about that on Monday, and we've got that sorted now, haven't we?
Yeah, we've decided. So yes,
we've made our executive decision on that one of where we're going to be going, so watch this space.
Doesn't mean it won't change between now and.
Yeah, unless something else comes out, and then we'll change our mind again.
we'll have to have another meet up for a dirty English breakfast.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I'll have a small one this time.
Yes, you will. You'll have a child's portion.
Yes.
Jamie said it's cooled down to 25. We had 30 last weekend. Sounds like Doncaster.
So yes, what's happening in YouTube chat?
We've got Poland is on.
Oh, hello Poland.
So you've got Poland is here and everything else. No, it's a little bit quiet at the moment. We're all good. If you've got any more questions on your side, hit them up.
Nigel says IBG are due to bring out the
Polish.
1/2 Oh, that's the.
That's what I was on about. That Polish fighter.
Looks like a Russian
Polycarpov. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks good actually.
That'd be a nice size as well, because that's going to be about the same size as your Gladiator.
Yeah.
And we were just saying as well, before we came on, about Luke Graff are going to bring out a 30-second Dragon Rapide.
Yes.
All resin kit, but it looks right. Yeah, that'll be nice. That.
Yeah. My dad would love me to build one of them.
You can't even finish him a Max box.
I was going to say, if you've done his Tiger Moth.
Got nowhere to Puzzy.
That's because Airfix said they were bringing one out, so I thought, I know, but it's a nicer size for him. And then I thought,
for you.
I thought I'll wait for Airfix to bring out the 48th one, and it's taken them about 3 years to bring it out.
What have we got there? David says about me with the Academy F4B Phantom. Did you have decals for 115? Hold on. This is one of those where I can sort of.
Yep, here he disappears.
Hold on. Yeah. Because it's a Phantom, chances are I will have it. Because I've got, as you can, if you can see in here, like literally all the Phantom ones. Did you want 115? Was it 115? Yeah.
115, yeah. The NFA.
The thing is, that was available as a Hasegawa add-on, which the chances are, look at them, I've got shit there. I'm literally a whore when it comes to these things.
David also says, is there a good 148 F100D Thunder Chief?
Yeah, Trumpets is a nice kit.
Is it?
You've got two options, I think. Trumpets or the old monogram kit.
One, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think the Trumpet one's too bad.
I haven't built either of those.
Is it? Just...
No, not for its age.
Yeah.
I think, for the age it was okay, but I think I'd go for the Trumpet one.
I think in Philip were to get the.
I thought Jamie had built a F100 because he weathered it to death, I think. He's built the Danish one.
Jamie weathered it to death.
Well, safe sentence, you know what I mean. Yeah, we could actually, Neil. We'll auction Phil's decal stash. He's not listening now, look.
Sorry, go on, sorry.
No, it's fine. No, we don't
What
want
are you
to.
auctioning of mine off now?
What you're fiddling through at the minute.
What, decals?
I did actually, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, I've got a box full down there. So, yeah.
It's alright, I'm sure I've got them here, you see.
No, there's definitely a worn F100 Danish one knocking around.
Yeah,
So, do you mean those? David, if it's those, you're more welcome to them. I've got about 10 of them.
So whose decals are they?
Have you done the same kit?
Hasegawa's. Because don't forget, what a lot of people don't realise, I've done all those Hornets. I've done quite a few Phantoms as well over the years. Depends if you want that one, or if not, I have got in here. I've just had it. What have I done with it? 115s. If it's that version, or if it's somebody else's. Just had it. But yeah, if you want the, that's the one for the anniversary markings, isn't it? I think. I'll have to wait for the satellite delay to kick through.
So is that a nice kit, Jamie? That Sabre, Super Sabre, Ultra Sabre. Well, which one is it? F100, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all
Another quick question for you,
Sharing
Phil.
the love. Oh, there it is. It's that one, isn't it?
Phil, another quick question for you because you're the expert.
Yes.
Good morning from Washington State. What do you guys use for cleaning and storing your paintbrushes?
Oh, well,
Well, yeah, we can sit back.
bleach. To be honest, I am not the paintbrush person to ask, if we're honest, are we?
This is a hold my beer moment for Phil.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. To be honest, I do like the old Abtai Lung 502 Brush Potion Magic Restorer because it has saved mine. And I know you lot take the piss, and you were all here at the weekend, but you didn't see how beautifully clean my brushes are. And do you know why I did it? Because I knew you lot were coming down at the weekend, and I thought you'd take the piss.
And
So
we didn't
I
even
actually
look.
cleaned them out on Saturday morning before you lot got here, purely so they were all nice. Because I know you go along and take the piss out of my brushes, but they're actually all been potioned and everything. I did them on Saturday morning. They've even got points, some of them. All right, some of them not so much, but yes.
There's a lot of flat ones.
Yeah, well, I like the flat ones. I don't like pointy ones.
Obviously.
And what do you store them in, Phil?
I store them in a pot. I normally store them lying down rock hard in paint.
Yeah. Trying to preserve them.
I am terrible with brushes, as you know. That's why I don't have expensive ones. I just have cheapy, you know, what we got here. Made in China, Italeri number 2s. They were quite good, those Italeri ones you gave me.
They're all right for cheap brushes.
They're all right for cheap brushes.
And also the AK orange, because you've got some orange.
I've got some of the orange ones. The AK ones are probably the most expensive ones I've got.
They are really good for the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit, they are the most expensive ones I have here, is the AK ones. And they are very good, I have to say. If you're going to do it,
Winsor & Newtons.
Hey?
What happened to them Winsor & Newtons you had?
Well, I've still got one somewhere. Is that it? No. I think, actually, I've got a feeling Steve had it back.
Did he?
I think he
Did
did.
he
Last
take
summer.
it back from you?
I think he did.
Ooh, nice.
Because he saw how I was abusing it and thought that's terrible.
Did he save it?
Was it like that one? It probably looked like... Oh, you can't see it on that one. Have I got an overhead? My brushes, I'll be honest with a lot of people, look normally like this. Hold on. Let me change the camera. Normally look like that. It's off at a jaunty angle.
So it paints around corners.
Yeah, that's it. It's good for going around, but most of my brushes do look like that. Oop.
Is that a humble brush, the ones you get with the...
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's not a cheap brush.
That's a Creative Models Pure Squirrel, or whatever it is.
Pure squirrel.
But most of mine normally look a bit like this, where it's just been sat in paint forever and gone rock hard. That's proper look. It doesn't even bend.
It's just an animal. Surely that brush restorer can't save that.
Or they usually look like that. One of my better ones.
He likes to do a bit of abstract artwork.
Yeah, this is it.
So we've got some questions anyway.
And I get near super glue and then that's it.
Hey, we've got some questions.
There's a good one.
Not listening.
Right, go on, questions.
Right then, James has put, question for Andy. Does rapid thinner work with Tamiya acrylics?
Yes.
Brilliantly.
Yeah, as good as anything else, yeah. In fact, I'd rather use it than X28. Yeah, works perfectly with it.
Right, Jan's put up, hello gents, from the 1st of April, can we in Norway trade and use VOEC Watt on EcoMerse? Is it possible to trade with you via, that just flipped, VOEC? I've got no idea of any of that, have you?
Oh, sorry, I didn't understand any of that.
Just go back up to it.
No, I didn't, I'm afraid.
Do you want to try and read that in English?
I tried.
Hello gents, from 1st April, can we in Norway trade and use VOEC Watt on e-commerce? VOEC Watt on e-commerce.
Well, Norway use different money, is that what he's on about?
Via VOEC. VOEC.
Sorry, Jan, we're a bit lost. We might have to look that one up. Right, Neil.
Confuse an idiot.
Yeah, well, yeah, all three of them. 3 idiots. Neil's just put about the auction wins. Andy's doing them tomorrow, Neil, because we've been snowed under with tonkers today, to be honest, and then obviously we're doing this. So we didn't get in yesterday because we came back from films and I didn't get back here till 3:30, I think. So Andy's going to be on it tomorrow. So, yeah. And Rob McCluskey's lost a part.
Oh. Right, I've got a couple of things here. Hello, chaps. Are you going to... Oh, yeah, VOC soon for customers overseas. What? Oh, yeah. Somebody... Because he's obviously put that up in my stream as well. I don't know what VOEC is.
VAT on e-commerce, the Norwegian Tax Administration.
Pass.
Oh, yeah, pass. I'll have to
We'd
ask.
have to speak to an adult.
Yeah, we'd have to speak to the accountant, and she's gone.
Oh, has she left the building?
Well, she will be to get the midget, so
Oh,
she
right,
will.
okay.
We'll have to ask her.
There's a bit here. It says understanding Norway's new tax VAT on e-commerce VOEC scheme.
Okay, well,
We'll do that on another day.
yeah. We'll
We'll have a read of that.
So is this going to make it harder for you to buy stuff then, or easier? I presume harder, because that's what it normally
Well,
means.
Norway's not in the EU anyway. So
Oh, no, but they've had agreement, haven't they?
we're going to be with them soon, on the outskirts, thrown aside.
The fringes.
We'll be on the fringes.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened on the 1st of April, but I can't read it because it's in Norwegian.
You know, Alan's just put, it means value added tax on e-commerce, like online businesses.
Well, the thing is, I deal with something called MOS, which is digital tax in the EU and all the rest of it, but that's all going to end at the end of the year anyway. Unless they sort something out before that, because I pay MOS at the moment, which is digital media VAT. So even though we're in the EU, you still pay VAT and all things like that. So unless it means something like that.
I don't know.
All right, it says here, as a foreign provider of electronic services to Norwegian customers, you're obliged to, it sounds like what you do anyway, you're obliged to collect and pay VAT to Norwegian tax authorities. Foreign sellers of online marketplaces must also, from 1st of April 2020, register, declare and pay VAT on low-value goods.
Oh, this is what I was talking about the other day, about Australia.
Sales to Norwegian customers.
Because I was chatting to Gary on Saturday.
So why
about
can't the Norwegian government sort their own stuff
Because
out?
the Australians are the same. It's left to the seller to pay the VAT or whatever it is, the taxes, because they can't be bothered to do it.
To collect the VAT.
Yeah, because of how much stuff's going through, like small packages, is getting lost. You know, like we're getting stung for postal charges and stuff. It's that sort of thing. Because it's that getting through. They've realised how much money they're losing, and everybody's now clicking onto it. I think that's what this is about. So,
If you only sell electronic services and are registered in the VOES register, you do not need to take any other further action.
Yeah, well, that's it. If it's electronic stuff, if it's digital media, we're covered under MOS anyway for that one until the end of the year when that gives up.
Yeah.
So that'll end. MOS ends at the end of the year unless they come up with something else. Because obviously, at the moment, what happens is that, like subscription fees, I pay VAT on all of that, and it all gets sent to each country, but it gets done through something called MOS. But that's ending at the end of the year, so I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully, they'll sort something else out in the meantime.
I'll collect.
Yeah, no, that's no problem.
Anyway, just going on a few other questions. We won't get bogged into that for God knows how many hours. It is from Ryan. He says, just watching, you're on a DX Racer Formula review. I see you're sitting on it right now, aren't you? How is it? Is it still usable? To be honest with you, I have got right opposite me the GT Omega. I've got a cheapy knockoff one upstairs and a horrible thing over there, which is like 50 quid version. And I have to say, this thing still is literally like the day I bought it. Apart from, there's a small split appeared in the plastic moulding on the handle just here, which is really annoying me because it's right where I put my hand. And now I'm picking at it, so I'm going to make it worse. But that's the only thing that's happened on this chair. It doesn't click, because I know everyone has things like when you spin round it clicks, and I sit on this chair Jesus, probably 8 hours a day, and it is still fine. I use the lumbar support and everything, and I have to say I don't get sciatica like I used to get, because I used to get sciatica outbreak probably every 3 months, and I usually get about once a year now. And I think it's the chair, quality of the chair. I think my GT Omega, which I don't use as much, that has got the thing when the bearings starting to go, and I hardly sit on it. So I have to say, from a quality piece of equipment, this is still my favourite. I'll buy another one tomorrow. I wouldn't hesitate, because it is a good piece of kit. It's very, very comfortable sitting on it.
How long you had that?
Well, I don't know. When did they do the review? I must have had it a good 2-3 years now.
Got to be on it, yeah.
It's knocking on, isn't it?
And it's really comfortable as well.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
So, can I just an update from, like I say, I had a phone call earlier on, and I think he's watching, about Ryefield Models. The factory has reopened, or reopening very soon, and they're going to be back in production. So the Chalice will be with us, fingers crossed, the end of April.
Right.
So that was, yeah. So that's good news. They're starting to open their factories back up. So yes.
Cool. GB's Model Zone says, okay, Phil, if you're getting your decals out, have you got the 132nd Golf Killer Tornado decals from the last release of the GR1? No.
Nathan.
Nathan is your person you need to talk to.
Or one of the Tornado Sig lads.
Yeah, have a word with the Tornado Sig boys. They might have a spare one floating around. But no, I haven't built a 32nd Tornado in eons. Literally years and years and years.
You have to wait for the new Italeri one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because the last release they did was the Gulf War boxing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, I did it with the Celebrate Centenary. Was it Centenary boxing that they did with the green
tail with the gold?
But it also came with the Gulf War markings as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Miggy Tim.
Well, it gets re-released sort of every 2 years with some sort, if it's German special scheme or, like say, the RF one. So, yeah, got the money's worth out of it. Good old Ravel.
Question from Dwight. He's saying, from the USA in Minnesota, how do you strip off acrylic paint to take off orange peel? Well, it depends if you mean take the lot off or if you just want to get rid of your orange peel. Matt, you're the expert.
Say again, sorry.
Taking off orange peel. So 2 ways. I don't know if he means strip the entire model. If so, I would say IPA it or something else like that to take off all the paint. But he's saying about orange peel. Would you flatten off the orange peel and re-gloss or repaint?
I'd flat it and polish it.
Yeah.
To get some 3,000, 4,000 wet and dry, anything really fine, and flat it and polish it.
So basically, flatten it out so it's all so you can't see it anymore, and then re-polish it again,
yeah,
and go from that.
Yeah. To be honest, when you spray, you're going to get some degree of orange peel.
Yes.
Because you're on that fine balance. If you've got no orange peel of it running, and it is a fine balance, because I have tried it no end of times to try and get away with it. It's easier to actually do a bit of flattening and polishing rather than try and get a load of runs out.
Just quickly back onto that VAT thing. Jan Richard says to Matt, no, the wrong one. So he says we only pay for the goods and shipping. But that can't be right, because if the seller's got to pay the VAT, then surely you've got to pay the VAT for then us to send the VAT to the Norwegian government, surely.
Yeah, we should cover the VAT, should we?
No, the buyer's got to cover the VAT for us then to send it to the Norwegian government. Otherwise, that means that we'd be paying
out of pocket.
Out of pocket,
yeah. I don't know it all. We'll have to look into it. Gary Phillips put in rapid thinners. We've just put an order together, actually.
Yeah.
Haven't you?
We have. I have.
So I'm going to chuck an order through and see if they've got any in stock. Because I don't know what their stock levels are, you see, because it comes off a spreadsheet. So you just put in how many you want, and hopefully it turns up. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So I am putting an order in for some. So if it turns up, you'll know. Don't worry. We don't do them no more. The
shadow stands.
We don't do them no more. Not something we deal with. Tamiya paint remover works great. Yeah, we can't get it over here. Another one, health and safety. Talking of that, Phil.
Yes.
Spoke to Ian Monday.
Right. Okay.
Fine.
We'll go for that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice early start.
Yeah. Are you going to flash up our quick goods and new arrivals and offers before they change? Offers will change tomorrow.
Right. Okay. So this is the new arrivals. Right. Here's your new arrival. Do you want to talk them through it?
What was that?
Your new arrivals. Do you want to talk them through it?
Yeah. Well, obviously, we've got the Sherman Firefly that you've just reviewed, which is a fantastic kit.
Yes.
And then there's a new couple of border models Panzer IVs, and we'll see that one in a bit. It's not even on site. You can't flash that. Go away. The Vulcan, which you reviewed, which Interbag kit.
No. I'm just about to do the review on this one as well, though it's sold out, but there is another version.
The MiG-19, so they're in. Again, we've got another version of the bus, which is the lorry version.
Yeah.
So Firebrands are in. The Ninjas, which you've got down there.
got that one as well.
Yeah, another one for review. Like I said, a couple of new Tamiya kits. One's a Reeboks. That one's a brand new, the R35. The Greyhound's a Reeboks with some figures and bits and bobs.
Somebody just asked me about that. Are we going to do a review on it for the Mazda?
It's Tamiya. It'd be perfect.
Oh, it's it. So you don't need a review. It's Tamiya.
I did think about bringing it down to you, but then I thought, well, it's Tamiya. It's just would be nice, isn't it?
Right.
So, I mean, if you want one to review, I can bang one in the post.
Right.
Obviously, the Tiger is the one without the interior, but it has actually got a part interior, which when Phil reviews it, you will see. So that's quite a good addition for if you're having the hatches open. There you go. Look, so you've got a bit of something to see.
Yes.
New version of the Gladiator, the Mark II. Keep going, and there we go. Some figures to go with the Gladiator. 2 lots of figures, and Chernobyl. There, behind you, the first one.
There it is.
#1. So you get all that on the box, don't you? Checkpoint, the van, the figures, the forest, the road.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, you get the lot, and then I would say you've got the figures, haven't you? So
figures. I've got figures.
Well, yeah, because we can figure them with the Challenger.
Yeah.
So it's good actually. Mini Art brought us that out of modern British AFE crew.
Yeah.
So
And unfortunately, we've sold out of the Tomcats. Have all gone after we did the review.
Yeah, they've all gone.
The mini versions. So
Yeah.
yes, sent me second one.
So yeah.
So those, and we've also got where are we?
In the store.
We got on the specials.
Yeah.
This week's specials.
So as you can see, this will be up until tomorrow or latest Friday morning, depending on how tomorrow goes. But yeah. So for the MiG Sig on our thing, look, the MiG-21. The Bulldog, which is the Bulldog one you built? Or did
I've
you
built
build
that one, but I did the single seat version, really good. The Bulldog I've built as well, did that one.
A Barracuda.
I haven't done a Barracuda.
Weird looking thing, obviously T55 is a camper van, can't beat a camper.
Yeah.
I've built the Comet,
Yeah.
the main Comet, which isn't a bad kit to be fair.
Yeah.
The main one will sell itself. And then we've got a South American, if you go down on our screen. That's the South American version, again, for the SIG.
Mm-hmm.
Good for the SIG.
So, yeah, and the big couple wagon. Oh, look, a Renault.
Renault 4.
A Renault 4.
You could hold that back for the James Bond SIG. Didn't she drive one of them?
No, it was a 2CV.
Oh, was that 2CV?
The yellow 2CV, yeah. So, yes. So, they'll be up until they get changed shortly. So, yeah.
Very good. Very, very good indeed. Right, a couple of questions just coming in thick and fast just down here in front of me. Hold on, where's my mouse? I don't know if there's any of other ones you want to finish off with on the other side. That's the one that he's after, that Andy was on about, the green and yellow stars on the box. That's that tornado thing, isn't it? Where
Yes.
they did the different versions in that box.
Yeah.
Have a word with the Tornado SIG guys. They might be able to help you out on that one. Thank you. Paint was thank you. My paint was too cold. Oh right, when you sprayed it with the orange peel.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. Bit of warm water.
Yeah.
Sit in there for a bit and get it back to proper viscosity.
Yes. Warm up your paint, make it smooth. But you say flatten it out and go again. That's what I do. On my wish list, the Tornado. Is this the Edard kit worth to buy? Yeah, absolutely. It'll be the one.
It's the best one in scale, isn't it?
It is, definitely. You know, at the end of the day, I've built a version of it and it went through the motions of it. It's a great kit, goes together. It's far better than any other Tornado out there. Don't believe what anyone tells you about other companies' Tornadoes. We've spoken to the man who knows. So
David's just put up, Phil, on the Neo TRN1, that one. Could you pull the needle out of the front or the rear?
At the rear, because I don't like trying to undo their fronts because they're tiny ickle when they break. So I always take the needle out the rear.
I've never taken the needle out the front yet on anything I've used.
It's only good practice from
I know, but I don't.
one direction. But as I say, with all of these, and it's the same with anything of my Iowata fleet, I take the needle out the rear. I don't take the needle out the front.
Pull it out the back.
Mr.
Yes.
McCluskey said, JB Sig. You can fit James Bond in with the action movies, can't you? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
we have
but-
spoken about this. It's only because me and the guys were talking the other night, and we said
Yeah.
a good one would be a James Bond SIG. It was my idea. I'm claiming the rights to that one. We were talking about SIGs and things for the future. I said we should just do a James Bond one.
We should. I think that'd be brilliant.
it's when we were talking about the
Dodgy
gliders and
gliders. That
Yeah,
was
we
it.
got about all the cool stuff he's had over all the years.
Yeah.
A lot of it you can do as a kit, and that'd be.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll make a fantastic group build or a SIG.
Jamie's put up about the MiG-21 by Trumpy is a fabulous kit.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. That's good. And
Who's
are
on
you
about for those decals? Does somebody want those decals? I can't remember. Did you see a reply come through? Because I know it was on our one. I'm not on our one.
David Pierce one too.
David Pierce wanted them.
Does he want them? Cool. Right, David, I'll get
Not
him in the
David,
post
just
to you.
post up and say
Yeah,
them.
I presume he does because he's asked. So yeah, we think so.
Yeah, I haven't got the stars, the actual stars and bars, but I've got all the rest of it.
I can answer this one for you from
Go on.
Paul Jennings. No. No. HBH
Oh, that's
B52.
just yeah. Are you on about the 48th one?
Yeah.
That's just too big by a mile.
Too much money.
Yeah, and too much money.
Frankie Fassy said you're going to review the Chernobyl set.
The thing is, it's very similar to the other ones, isn't it? But
Yeah, I think the only thing is different. You do get a checkpoint.
You get a
so I
checkpoint.
don't think it's any different from the trucks that you've reviewed, and they're good.
yeah,
So yeah, probably not, to be honest. Phil, I was looking for the Vietnam version he's put.
oh, what for a Huey?
No, for the Phantom.
Oh, right. Don't know then. Sorry, I've just got the Centenary 115s. I'll have a look through, because to be honest, the only thing for 115s I've got is here again, and that is in the special markings.
Right.
Obviously, it was quite a thing that year for that particular one. So it's the bicentenary version, isn't it, with that one on? I don't know about a standard one. I'll have a look through me thing after the show, and I'll see what I can find.
Nathan's put a P52 in 1144. I think I'd build one in 1200, is it? 1100.
Yeah.
So,
Any plans of building an F1 kit? Never say never. I do like my F1.
yeah.
They're all a bit. So I did the Red Bull. I got the RB6 down there. Did that as a video build, full video build. That's that. But yes, I would like to do something else. I must admit, I do like them.
Something a bit shiny.
Something shiny. I like a bit of That's it. Without going with the boring and just doing like a bloody Ferrari.
Yeah.
Mark G says, "So from Quebec, I'm thinking of putting clear coat on the paintbrush. Any tips on type of brush? The best brand of clear to use? Should I use leathery thinner to reduce the risk of lines in the brush lines? Thank you." I think clear. You got a bottle, Phil, of clear.
Whichever flavour you want. Oh, they're up there now, I think.
Is good for brush painting, isn't it? And if you just use a big wide soft brush.
Yeah. Soft brush, I'm afraid.
So, to be honest, clear is pretty good for brushing because the nice thing about it eats into itself. So when you brush on your second coat, it will eat into the first one, so you can build up. But again, I think, I'm by no means a hand painter, as we all know, clearly, because I was talking about this the other day. But from what I hear from people who do it very well, it's thin the paint and you build it up. Don't put it down too thick. It's thin coats and build it up gently. That's the way they go through.
I think the problem is if he's on about trying to brush lacquers, it's going to be a nightmare.
Brushing lacquers is a totally different.
You're just going to rip everything up.
Yeah.
You don't bother.
Yeah, I would say lacquers is very much like tearing, because I've done it where I've hand painted with lacquers for cockpit details, and if you're not careful, it will just eat straight through. It's like alien blood and go through. So if you've got like a grey primer and you're doing like a black, I was doing that on a cockpit the other day and went straight through. So,
Just a tip: if he hasn't got an airbrush or the thing, aerosol can. Mr. Colour do a brilliant one in an aerosol can. And I think Tamiya do a clear, and they're fine. You'd be better off spraying it on than brushing it, I think.
Yeah.
He's talking about F1 cars, and Frank says, "Do the John Player car?"
The Lotus, isn't it? Yeah.
And Ned says, "Do the six-wheeler, which will be the Tyrrell." But Formula One cars, Tamiya are
Limited now.
Yeah, because they're stopping doing certain manufacturer, aren't they?
Well, they've stopped. It's gone. Ferrari, yeah, they've lost it. It's gone, yeah.
Yeah, they're stopping doing the Ferrari.
So whether they'll pick somebody else up, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's all getting a bit like that, isn't it? So
it's getting a bit silly with all of this stuff that's going on at the moment.
There'll be no cars soon because everybody will be just.
Yeah, they're all getting a bit greedy, I think.
Where's the Red Bull?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the RB6. Yeah, RB6 video build there. Sorry, I'm just looking for the F117. Oh, there it is. I did do it. Thought I did. Yeah. So, because that's one of the questions down. First of all, I do have to laugh because who was it? Dwight says, apologies ahead. Floria reminds me of Rowan Atkinson's Mr. Bean. Probably. That's definitely me. The way I model anyway, that's probably pretty close. Anyway, he's talking UK scale models underneath. Says, hi guys, he's building the 48 scale Nighthawk F117. What type of black would you use? Again, I've done it down in here. There's a video build on this one. I like to use non-blacks, as I often talk about. I don't use black or white, simple as that. I like to use shades of. So rubber blacks, tire blacks is a good one, and things like that. And I'm just trying to go through here to see what I actually use, because it was done many, many years ago. And I can't see what I've actually used in here. Normally in the photos, the video build, you can actually see it. But this was done a long time ago down in here. But I've got a feeling, I'm trying to see if there was a bottle in the background, and I can't see one. Normally I have a bottle, but I've got to think I use like a rubber black. So is that me rubbing down? Look, I think that was to be a mistake. Oh, you can't quite see this because my angles are different on my camera. Sorry. But yes, it looks like I'm actually rubbing down in that shot.
Looks like a Vallejo paint out as well.
I think it is. I'm using like a NATO black down in here. Sorry, I'm on a different screen to you guys. But yeah, so down in here, that's what I used on this one to try and do this sort of off colour and have that sort of effect with it. It's got a little bit of brown in there. It's got a bit of everything. But yes, something a little bit different. But yeah, I was trying to get that flat look to it. So I had trouble with decals on that because I melted them. They all went a bit awry with me on there. So yes, sorry, not the best angle, I know, so apologies for that. But there is a video build up on that one. But I've said on here it's Tamiya and Vallejo. So it's either I've used a funny black, but I'm thinking because of the age of the video, chances are that was before Tamiya did their funny black, if you know what I mean. So it might be NATO black or something before their tire black came along.
Yeah.
So
reverb.
You got reverb.
Yeah.
Up. How about building the JPS F1, the Lotus? Do you know what? That's probably what I'd end up doing. Probably one of the Airbrush kits, because we stock the Airbrush range, don't we?
Yes.
And they do, let me bring up Airbrush, because they do some real good ones in here.
In fact, we're probably having an Airbrush restock in a couple of weeks.
I was going to say, we need more Airbrush, but they do some really nice stuff.
Here you go, look, you can do
there you go. That's a really nice one. And as I say, you've got the other ones down in here as well.
Yeah.
One of the guys at oh God, what's the show? The Bolton show. Bought one in show us, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. It was. Oh God, Gordon.
Gordon, yeah. Was it that one?
I can't remember which one he did.
It was definitely.
It was like the Lotus 49, was it? Or was it a proper black one?
Proper black one.
Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah.
That did. Yeah. They got the front off it. Yeah, built up somewhat into.
Yeah. Looked really smart.
Yeah. But because I've reviewed the Airbrush kits, but I've never built anything yet apart from the old van.
Crap van.
I've done my crap van.
Van.
It was actually a really nice kit. It goes together really well. But I've reviewed a few of their cars now over the years, and I really like them. They're one of those ones where it's like, I would love to do one of them. They're very, very nice.
The thing is, they're not cheap, but they're worth the money.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Yes, definitely. Because I've got the reviews if people want to see the reviews on them as well. Where's reviews? If we go into reviews on the main site and then we go to, I'm hoping Airbrush's got its own section. They do. There we go. No, we've already got two. So anyway, we've got the Lotus one there. I'm sure we've done the other one. I've got another review somewhere. It's probably not been catalogued correctly. There we go.
Yeah.
But there.
The figure one you did coming back out with all the interior.
Yeah.
The head fan.
Oh yeah, the crit fan.
Redoing that, so I thought it'd be by now, but it's not. Sean's just put on par with doing Bolton show next year. Yes.
Yes. We like Bolton. Good.
It's good
Yes,
show, isn't it?
it's
So,
one of the ones that's on the
it's,
calendar every year, isn't it?
it is, yeah. It's a good show. As long as Bolton Wanderers Football Club don't go out of business, we'll be there.
That's it. Although this time I'm not going to try and go to the show as the football match has just finished, because I racked up at 5 o'clock on the Saturday.
It was all right for you. I was in the great big van, kind of racking up.
I felt like a salmon going the wrong way because everybody else is coming out and I'm the only person trying to get into the ground as so many thousand people are trying to leave all at once. Matt says, why is it anything Russian is twice the price of anything NATO? What, is in kits?
Say in real life, it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah, normally. I don't know. Just depends. Some things.
Darren says, hi Phil, which glue is the best for clear parts, large clear parts, such as fuselage halves?
Now, it's funny you mentioned that. I am going to put up tomorrow the glue tutorial video. I've done it. It is up. It's sat there and it's ready to go, but I haven't actually put it up yet. I did it yesterday, and as I said, I do go through showing the different ones. To be honest with you, for big stuff, and I demo it in the little video on this one, I like Revell Contactia with the needle.
Was it large clear parts though?
Well, again, if you're into clear, it depends. If you're on about like fuselage clear halves and stuff like that, still something like that, because you won't get a crystal clear. None of them are crystal clear. It's always that fuzzy, what I call bathroom glass look to them anyway. If you want total crystal clear, you've got two options really. You've got watchmaker's glue, which still doesn't dry 100% crystal clear, or you just go with the PVA. But if you're going for structural stuff, honestly, I wouldn't mess around with it. I would use a proper glue. You can use extra thins, literally, and just do not touch it.
We bought some Japanese stuff, didn't we, a while ago?
Yeah, but you did. I didn't. I'm yet you guys to do a test with it. But honestly, it's a false economy, this total crystal clear business. If you're going to weld stuff together, it's going to fog it anyway. And if you're on about like fuselage halves coming together, what I would do if you've got a situation is just put a band of colour into it or whatever to make it look like it's part of the fuselage. If you're trying to fake this thing where it's like two fuselage halves so you can see through it, honestly, with the join, because it's structural, you want it to be good join, chances are what I would do is mask each side of it and put it so it's a solid piece to give it that illusion that that's, you know, it's a cutaway or something else like that rather than go through. Because I've tried it before in engines and stuff and it never works. It never works. It's a false economy. You're better off not having a side on it if you want to show something. I don't like to clear things.
Neil Smalley says, any news on Milton Keynes show and the coronavirus?
Nothing yet, but it depends how it spreads.
I'm sure you can buy it there.
Yeah.
We'll get it there, even if you don't.
If I've got it, I'll give it away. Free hugs.
Yeah. So, right, guys, we're going to have to wrap up.
Yes.
I'm afraid, because we are run over by about 20 minutes and I've got a meeting at 1:30. So.
Right. Okie dokie, guys. We will call it there and do it. Thank you very much for everybody's questions. If you've got any more, post them around next week and we'll answer them on there.
Yeah.
For that one. So yes, but thank you to everybody in live chat as well. Very nice to see you in the actual YouTube land as well as everywhere else.
Yeah.
I've got to find my mouse. Done. So are we all clear and done?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Cool. Very good. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will see you very soon. We'll be with you live tomorrow night, 7:30. Are you two on tomorrow night? Seeing as you come as a double act these days.
It's me and Nathan.
It's you and Nathan, is it?
Right. Tomorrow, yeah.
Got you. Cool. Right. Very good. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.